呢個學習系列咧都會係被錄製，你哋可以重溫嘅。好。Will they fast track it? Will they say, okay, we've debated this, and now let's just get back to counting the votes in a more perfunctory way, the kind of way that had been done in years past?
Joanna, are we in? We're good.
The report is that some Democrats are talking about whether it be tonight or another night.
Great. You all, thank you so much for being here tonight.
On the basis of what transpired.
You want me to start the interpretation?
Yes, sir. Please do.
Okay. Yeah.
Vamos a empezar con la interpretación.
翻譯功能而家就準備開始㗎啦。如果開始咗咧，你哋就點擊啊。
Great, great. Hello, everyone. As we get landed in this place, I want to just
James, I still don't see it. Have you got me on?
I'll go back to it.
No, I'm just waving.
Good
evening, everybody.
我哋而家仲等緊佢開咗個翻譯線俾我嚇，唔好意思。
Tonight's workshop will be interactive, and so to the extent that it makes you're able, it's helpful if you come on screen, participate in the chat. You can unmute yourselves as we have our conversations and dialogues tonight. This really is a space for you and to support you as caregivers for your children and for your families. So if you can come on screen, we invite you to be on screen tonight and interact with us.
Okay, I'm still waiting for James to let me in.
It's saying that you're not joined, Lacey. That's why. I don't know why.
I clicked the interpretation link to get in.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I'm not
sure. 頭先咧，我哋嘅主持 Frankie 咧就話俾我哋聽，我哋呢個係一個互動嘅系列嚟㗎。咁陣間你哋有機會，亦都希望你哋開咗你個翻譯嗰個喺呢個鏡頭下。
It's saying that you hadn't joined. Okay, here we go. I got you here. Let's see.
Do you want me to get out and come back?
Yeah, do that and then come back.
Okay, I'm going to leave and come back. Okay.
All right.
So we're going to wait a couple more minutes to let people get settled in and let Lacey come back in the room. Hello, hello, hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Good to see you.
Good to see you all back again. We're starting to see some of our friendly faces.
Yeah, hi, Kyle.
I'm aware of who is in the room.
I'm also looking for my little friends too.
You look for your babies.
For my babies.
Yeah, people.
Lacey, you're good. Great, great. You all, as we journey tonight to talk about resiliency as parents, Franklin and I and James want to acknowledge that there is a lot going on in our world in this moment. And I know for some of us, because I heard it, we have the news on, we're dealing with a lot of it. And what I would like to invite you all is to literally come into this space with us. Whatever that means in regards to turning off the news if possible, to just taking a moment. This is called a landing pad, because as parents, as caregivers, we need a moment to just have a moment. All right. So I would like to invite you all to kind of bring yourself here away from the news and those things that, besides our kids, that may be taking our time. All right, everyone. It is so good to have you all here. Let me fix my screen. Frank, would you like to go ahead and move forward with the slide?
Oh, I'm not sharing right now.
I am. All right, welcome. For those of you who have not been here with us before, I'm Gingy Heiston. I am a consultant with Blaze Consulting Group, but more importantly, I'm a parent in San Leandro. I have a child in 5th grade at Roosevelt, in 6th grade at Bancroft, and in 10th grade at San Leandro. And so while I'm here in a professional role, I'm first here as a mother who is in the same city and situation that you all are in. And I'm just here to offer support and listening and tools. And I'll pass it on to Franklin.
Great. My name is Franklin Heiston, and I am both Gingy's business partner and also in this journey. We're looking forward to being with you tonight. I am also a consultant, and my background is in youth development and in leadership development, and I do leadership coaching when I'm not in rooms like this, and training throughout the Bay Area and the state of California. We're happy to be with you tonight. While I have the mic, I will just say again, tonight we're going to have a raffle at the end of the session tonight. So stay tuned and stay to the end. We're going to raffle off 3 gift cards. And the raffle is based on random participation. So the more you participate, the greater your chances of winning. We want to invite people to be on camera as it makes sense for you. If it's possible to be on camera, it just helps with our sense of connection during this time of social distancing. We want to have social connection. So thank you for those who are on camera tonight. It's good to see your faces and to know that we're all here together. And feel free to unmute yourself during the chat times and to use the chat window. You can even right now say hello or good evening in the chat, type it in. Let's start to generate some warmth tonight, even though we're in the winter time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you all, as we move forward, Franklin just announced the raffle is also kind of based on you in the chat. So what I'd like for you all to do is that in this moment, we want to hear from you. We want this to be a dialogue, a community. There's nothing more important than we all need in this hour is community. And that is what we are all being. And so right now in the chat box, if you're ready, take yourself off mute and say, I'm ready, or give me a thumbs up. And I'm going to have you chat quickly. Okay. What is something you are looking forward to in 2021? I will not type it, but I'll say it to lead us off. My kids going back to school. Anybody there with me? Woo! That's what I'm looking forward in 2021. I cannot wait to drop them off in front of their school. I'm just saying, safely. And I'm actually at home with my kids right now, so you may hear them comment. That's what I'm looking forward to. Frank, what do we see in the chat box? Let's blast.
Happy New Year. Jaime says they're with you, and EH says the vaccines, and Jackie says more support for the kids. Micaela says hola, buenos noches. Galaxy Note 25G says hi. And I know that, I don't know, in 2021, I am threatening to rent one of those motorhomes and just drive somewhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to leave the state, and I'd be happy to leave the state. Maybe a trip up to Washington or over to Arizona, but I want to get in there. And James is saying he's looking forward to the pandemic coming to the end and going to a concert. I'm feeling you as well, James, music. I am missing live music. If you're missing live music, hit a reaction. Some of you guys are missing, live sports, like being in spaces where there's some energy like that. Yeah, thank you.
I'd love
I see you, Alice.
If you're willing, I'd love to hear someone else's voice for you to share with us. What are you looking for yourself or for yourself and family in 2021? Can we hear some other voices out there? We've missed your voices. Hello? Where are you?
Sonia, what are you missing? Sonia Olivia De Leon, what are you looking forward to?
Lisa, you want to say yours out loud, my friend? Somebody said, EH, hopefully less surprises. Can we get a hand clap for that?
Come on, it's like a surprise every day on the news.
Right. Okay, we know we may have to warm up to get you all's voices, but at any moment, we'd love to hear you guys come in the room. Tonight, Franklin and I are super conscious about the fact that we are all in a place together as a community and as a country and as a world. And in that, we want to open up space to hear you. And so if any point, let us know in the chat box if you have something to say that's relevant, that's respectful, and that considers all of us in this space. Let's go ahead and see it. And I see there's interpretation needed there. Someone said, I feel Lisa. Oh, that's Franklin. Okay. All right. So friends, what we want to do is for this quarter semester, part of the year, not quite sure what to call it on an academic calendar, but what we would like to do is Franklin and I, as we build out the series, we've spent a lot of time with you all, and we've gotten to see some of your faces and some not, but we want to consider topics that you all as parents may want us to bring to the landing pad. And so in this moment, what we would like to do is to take a moment to pause again, to hear your voice in the chat box, but I also want to encourage out loud to see what are some things that you as a parent or even as a family, because I want to acknowledge that sometimes we have youngins come in with us and some of our friends have family dinners. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you need? We are here for you all as parents, for parents. So let's take a moment to talk about it. Is there anyone that wants to come first and say, what are some topics you want to talk about in this next part of the school year? Hi, Laura. Oh, you went on mute. That was an accident. Okay. Someone said, I would like for there to be more sports online or activities before the kids go back to school. Okay. Maybe one thing we can look at is how to talk about as parents, getting our kids physically engaged as well as ourselves. Alice, would you like to share yours, my friend? Are you there? Hello? All right, Alice, you said mental health resources for middle school ages. Great, I got you. All right, I want to park on that, Alice, and if you want to keep chatting with me, no apologies needed. One of the things I do know, because I do have a middle school, is that there is something in particular that they are going through that looks different than elementary and high school, right? If you have a middle school kid and you can see that, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or a shout out. And so maybe on one of the parent landing pads, Frank, we break out into specific developmental stages and phases to kind of talk about how to help with our young people, okay? Great. Anyone else?
I'm writing that down for a session.
Yes, Kyle. Hi. I know we always hear your voice. Can you share yours? Good to see you.
Hi, good to see you all. Thank you so much, Franklin and Genji. These are always really helpful. I'm on a different kind of phone, so I can hardly, I'm still kind of navigating the Zoom on this.
Sure.
It's okay. You're perfect.
Yeah, I'm always kind of feel like a little bit alone here in the pandemic. I don't know. Everyone has their own issues, so I put my, I wish there was more resources for like co-parenting kind of stuff,
Yeah, okay. That's good. So how do we talk about, and you said specifically here, resources for, I lost the chat box, but resources for single parents or co-parenting, or even for people who there's one person in the household with parents, that could be also really good. We'll look into that. There's so much support that we all need. So thank you, Kyle. Thank you. I also see here in the chat box, a place to safely socialize and interact with friends. Would you like to expound upon that a little bit more? Are we talking about on a social platform or in person?
No, I mean, virtually in person, if that's possible. But, I mean, I don't know whose kids are into gaming and other different types of chat, but, most of the kids don't like it when you're in the room with them while they're doing it, so you can keep an eye on what's happening. But I mean, certain games will edit certain language, but it still is pretty much just free for all. So I don't know if there is such a thing, but maybe a safe place where you don't feel like your kid could either get lured into some discussion or engage in discussion and so on.
Yeah, so maybe we can even give suggestions or support on how to cultivate spaces. And, you know, one of the things, I don't know if, I'm just going to call you EH, even though I know you have a different name. Even though if we have experienced that it is hard for our kids to connect to other kids outside of the academic platform. And maybe there are parent groups that can start supporting each other to curate that space. And so maybe we can talk about that too as we move forward to help in that area, my friend. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. This is previously parent, but you know, again, I'm on my daughter's. She has her pictures up, and I can't even claim it. But maybe I'll change the name. But the picture.
Got it. I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know if my
name.
picture will be an elephant or a bird every other day. So I'm with you on that. All right.
I'm trying to change it, but I don't know. Anyway.
It's all right, my friend. Annie wants to, you are on the right platform for that. We get it. Annie wants to know how to calm herself before she could support her child. All right, Frank, can we have a keep it real corner? Okay, this is what's called a keep it real corner. When I say keep it real, you say, Gingy, keep it real, okay? Many of us, even if you are a very calm person, are stretched right now. If you're stretched with your kids being at home, raise your hand, show me or wink at me so I know I'm not alone, okay? Thank you. All of us are trying to figure out, how do we do this, right? This time last year, I was a different parent than I am today, and I'm tired. And so today, Franklin and I are gonna give you all a couple more tools on resiliency, but we actually, every session will come back to helping to give you guys strategies on how do you just take a moment to breathe. And can I tell you guys the truth? There is actually no rocket science behind this. There is no proven method for every child and every family. The truth is we just have to try over and over again with the small things we have. So we'll talk about that. Then John, would you like to say something, my friend? I see John, Alan, and Alice in the chat. I'd like to invite your voice in.
This John says, thanks for everyone doing everything.
Thanks for those well wishes, John. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And then we might shoot this question over to James or even Joanna or Lacey. Alice is asking, does Sally Andro have any learning hubs? I know that's a approach that's being used in the city where some kids are going to community centers to do their online learning.
Currently, I'm not aware of any learning hubs that we have outside of if you're working with the virtual academy through the Boys and Girls Club, where they're supporting kids with different activities and support. And so that is an avenue that's open to families currently.
Yeah, that's a great question. And as we track what our superintendent and our leaders in the district released to us, and you know, we may have been tracking to open at one point, and now with what's going on. And so this is where it's very hard to say, and as a parent of 3, I am with you, that we kind of have to just kind of be patient and see what's starting to come around for our kids. Safety is the #1 priority for all of us. Oh, thank you. All right. Stress relief again. You all, we hear you loud and clear. And we will continue to cultivate and create experiences and places for us to land. So we are going to go ahead and jump into talking about embracing resiliency as a parent within the social emotional learning framework. Frank, if you could throw up the slides, we're going to move right on into you. One of the things we know is that I'll stop. You can move past agreements. Oh, go ahead, Frank.
Great. But right before we start with resiliency, we'll just remind ourselves to continue to do what we're doing, being open and being full, trying on our processes, which has been going great tonight. So let's just keep that process going. Also, just want to make sure that you all can take a screenshot. You all can take a screenshot of the pictures of the names of parent facilitators. Some of you guys are talking about resources for your kids, mental health resources, homework resources, or even resources for your family around basic needs during these trying times. And so if you want, you can take a picture of this page and you'll find your local parent facilitators contact information for your school site.
Yeah,
and we
idea.
can put that up at the end as well. So tonight we're going to be talking about embracing. Tonight we'll talk about embracing resilience, the idea that we can get up from hard situations, that we can come back from tough times and tough situations. Humans are very resilient people. But before we get into that, let's just practice a little bit. Hey, take a second right now and look around you and find the color red. Look at all the things around your space that have the color red. If you want, you could even hold one thing up to the camera. What is something in your immediate environment that is red? And what are all the things that are red in your immediate environment? Look at all that fun stuff. I see the scissors and the Santa's boot.
And Jamie, you have red on your
Jackie,
shirt.
I'm not sure what you're holding up. It might be an article of clothing. So much fun. Jamie, I see you holding up something over there. And so, and Zahn King, I see you're holding up your red as well. Thank you for participating. Let's just real quick, find something that is orange in your environment. Oh, Sonia Oliva de Leon, I saw that. Something that's orange in your environment. I don't know if I have orange in my environment, and I created the activity. Well, this sunset that you see over here has a little bit of orange in it. And I see Gingy's got her pen, and there's some more cloth or material. There's a book, there's an orange. And some flowers. And so look how quick we can pull up the color orange. Now, what about school supplies? Can you find some article of school supply in your immediate environment? A school supply in your immediate environment.
I keep losing them. I can't find them. Just playing.
Right.
We should do a how many headphone sets have you bought activity.
Ah, there goes the calculator. There goes the scissors. I see it. Let's see. What did you pull out, Jamie?
New school supply is a thermostat.
Hola, Miss Garcia.
Oh, that may be our reality coming back.
Yeah.
And a pad, yes, and markers, right?
Why don't we just hold up our kids at the school supply?
Just hold up the kids, right?
Yeah.
And we did that because when I say look for all the color blue in a space and you look around, the color blue will magically almost come to your foreground. And the point is that when we call out a category, we find what we focus on. When we look for something, we find what we focus on. And so in this time, we have to find the positive. We have to find the positive. We have to look for those things that are going to bring us joy. So last month, we looked at to get away from things that we talked about different types. I'm breaking up, no problem.
Yeah.
Give me a thumbs up when you can start to hear me again, and now let me know. Great. As caregivers, we want to offer our best selves to our families, even in these times of major crisis. And yes, we are still in a global pandemic, even if we don't want to be, even if we hate it, even if we're tired of the pandemic, it doesn't make it not there. And so even these times of major crisis, we have to stretch our ability to create moments of positivity. We have to create those moments. And tonight we want to talk about things that we can do to create our own moments of joy, our own moments of positivity. Last month, we talked about getting away from fatigue. Remember last month we talked about COVID fatigue, holiday shopping stress, we talked about racial battle fatigue, but today we want to talk about not what we want to avoid, but what we want to bring to us. And so that's going to be our resiliency. That's why some people are able to find the funny in hard situations. That's why sometimes our cultures will laugh at ourselves and not take ourselves too seriously. And that's how we are able to make good times out of hard times. My grandmother used to have a statement about making lemonades out of lemon, right? And so many of us have that ability to stretch the resource. And if we get lost, sometimes we can look at our kids because they're very resilient. They're very well able to pull themselves up out of trying times. If we will sometimes get out of their way. I know sometimes I can be a helicopter parent and I try to save my kids from every hard thing. But that's not always good because sometimes if I just say, you know, come on, we're going to spend an hour not on screens, and then as they complain, instead of giving in, I wait 10 minutes, they start to make up things to do. How about that? And so we find out that if I don't always, as a helicopter parent, save my kid from their own and fix it for them, that they find their own resilience. So let me just pause there, Gingy, and see if there's anything you want to say.
Yeah, I would like to give an example. You know this thing called video games that we're all fighting with? If you're fighting with that, just go ahead and give me a nod. We have found with our kids, sometimes we just take it away and we say, do art. And we have experienced it is hard for the first 5 or 10 minutes to get them to kind of come out of it. But once they do, they actually move into their creative brain and something happens. But what we found out is that we have to hold the line for them to allow them to do it. The second part, the game that Franklin did earlier, we play these games with our kids. So if you are stressed in your house, people need a brain break, you could say, everybody go run and find a red pen and bring it back to me. Or go find a school supply and bring it back. And just take 5 minutes and play a game. The third part around resiliency, because sometimes we got to move this all through our body, our favorite house game is now, I can't even believe this, the dog even does it, hide and seek. Yes, these grown people, we run around the house and we hide and we make the dog find us or the kids. And so these are things that don't cost anything that we can do while we're quarantined. And can I tell you all adults something on here? It's amazing as an adult to turn into a kid for 5 minutes. Oh, it feels so good. The laughter and the peace. I just wanted to give that to you as well, Frank.
Yeah, our research reveals that when the brain can move into a positive space, there are some benefits that we actually perform better and we operate neutral when we're negative or stressed. When our brain is positive, it increases our ability to connect with others. We light up and then other people light up with us. And then as we are able to create joyful moments, there's actually dopamine, which is the chemical inside of us that rushes to our brain and makes us happy and turns on all the learning centers. So in that fact, we're able to actually learn a little bit better when we are, when our brain is in a positive state. So we're constantly trying to figure out how to build that parental resilience that you see on this slide, which is our ability to manage stress and function well in spite of all that is going on around us. Jen.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I almost want to, so sometimes I get silly. I almost want to play a joke on our kids right now and all the parents just get up and run to the bathroom and run back and like see what happens, like to test out what Franklin just said. If you are a parent right now and you are a guardian or you're just on this call, if you want to maybe get up and like run real quick and run back to the computer to see if your kids laugh or see what it does to your body, won't you do it with me? On the count of 3, I'm going to do it and I'll come back. I hope I don't fall. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Let's go. Did they notice?
Okay, you guys, unmute if someone, did your kids notice? My kid went like, what's going on? Did anybody else hear a response in their house? Jamie, did you get up? I think you got up, huh?
Confusion. Confusion.
Right. Confusion. Exactly.
They're like, what is going on?
But look what's
We gotta
happening.
keep our kids on their toes, right?
Look on your screen at our friends here. People are laughing. And now the kids are like, my parent or my guardian just lost their mind. But can't you feel that energy in your body right now? So there's another activity. Right. Sonia, how you doing? See?
Yes.
Yeah, little crazy stuff like that. Good job. Let's give a hand to all those who watched and who did it. All right,
Yeah.
now to my slide. Try that tomorrow while they're in school. Just run through the house real quick and see what happens, okay? You'll get in trouble by the teacher. Don't tell them I told you to do it. Okay, so here we also want to say, this is part of make someone smile. And it's like, how do I make someone smile? I'm not funny. But what we just did made a whole bunch of people on this call smile. Right? Did you feel different when that smile came upon you in this moment? Raise your hand or let me know. Sonia, did you want to say something, my friend? Okay, great. So here, Barack Obama, our former president, but for some of us will always be, says, if you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. You all, part of building the muscle of resiliency is doing things like this that pull us as parents and guardians out of a low place or a challenging place and gives us kind of like a restart button. How many of you, after running through the house or watching your fellow peers run through the house, kind of lifted you? Raise your hand if you felt the lift. Right. So it's little things like that. Or little things like saying, my kid, I have a kid, I won't say who, I won't get too specific because they're all ear hustling right now. But sometimes our kids feel certain ways and immediately we'll do something silly or we'll do something funny. It is a stretch for me as a parent sometimes. But once they begin to release a little, I release a little. And so the challenge this week, if you're up for the challenge, is to do something in your home for yourself, for those you are responsible for, to just insert laughter. All right. And for all my adults, Golden Girls will always do that for you. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Eisen.
Challenges make me stronger. So we have to hold a belief that we could take our pain and create more pain, or we could take our pain and free people from theirs. So this is a little bit of thought around how are we making contribution to others? How are we adding value to others? What can we be doing to not just focus on ourselves and our families, but there's something that happens when we actually reach out to others and try to make someone else's day better, try to share our learning with others. I know there's these new apps and platforms where you can go live on social media and share a positive thought. Share a positive thought with someone else. Share something that you're learning through this pandemic that'll help to strengthen somebody else. Pull from your own experience so that you can change somebody's life. We all, I know it sounds super cliche and pie in the sky, but the truth is each one of us has the ability to make our community just a little bit better. And collectively, if we start to do that over and over, then we are incrementally making a difference at a time where it seems like there is too much that's trying to bring us down in terms of our sense of connection, our sense of community, and what we know it means to be in community. So take our challenges and allow them to make us stronger, and even share that with somebody else.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Another thing is, what is one of the things to create the muscle of resiliency is sometimes we only talk about when things go wrong, right? We always talk about, why does the teacher, when our kids were in school, why does the teacher only call me when my kid does something wrong? How many of you are like the co-teacher now? Go on and raise your hand there. If you're the co-teacher now, or the principal's office, or detention, or you're the lunch lady, right? We are those people now, family. We are. All right, so the next one we say is, I'm gonna introduce you to William. Come on in. This is William. Say hi to my friends. Hello. All right. So one of the things we try in our house, and I wanna offer to you, and it's not always easy, but it's worth it, is there a way to honor someone this week? Someone that you can say, thank you, or this is what you did well, right? So for example, I'll use my son, because being we are quarantined, it may actually be easier to honor those that we are quarantined with every day, somebody, even if it's yourself. So I'm going to demonstrate to you all what it would be like for me as mom, as teacher, as lunch lady, as principal, whoever you want me to be, that's who I'll be right now, to honor William because he's human and he's with me, all right? So William, mommy wants to honor you that, he's so cute, I can't handle it. Mommy wants to honor you because this week was hard for me to get back to work and I was stressed. And you kept saying, mommy, what can I do to support you? And then this morning you got up and you got ready for school without mommy having to help. So I want to honor you for that. Can I have a hug? Yeah. Good job, son. All right, now goodbye. Bye. There's a way for us to honor the children in our house, and then you can also teach them to acknowledge or see you, right? One of the things we need in society right now is more empathy, more kindness, more love and support. We cannot control what's going on outside of our house, but we can control these little humans we're raising right now. And so we can honor them and teach them how to honor us, or even how to tell their teacher today, thank you for showing up for me. I know you may not feel good, or I know you're sad. And so instead of it always being about the kids are not okay, they're actually probably more okay than many of us are. And so let's teach how to honor and acknowledge as a way of developing resiliency. Would anyone like to say anything or share anything before we move on? We'd love to hear your guys' voices.
I just would like to say a little bit thing about the acknowledgement. I constantly acknowledge when my kids do good things, and I also learn how to tell them my feelings. Because I think it's important to let them know how you feel. For example, my son yesterday, I asked him to practice his piano, and he said, I don't care. That really hurts me. And I actually at night, I told him, I said, Kyle, oh, sorry, my son is Kyle. I said, the way you said, I don't care really hurts me. I hope you know that it really hurts, it's hurtful. So he said, okay, mommy. So I think it's a good way to let them know how you feel positively and negatively.
Yeah. Annie, thank you so much and for giving us an example. That's right. Our kids are very wise. They're growing up much quicker right now than many of us did. And they're able, some of them, to listen. And so Annie, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Will anyone else like to share? Gennaro, do you want to share, or I see you're off mute?
No, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. Good to hear your voice.
Good to hear your voice.
What's coming up for people right now? Jamie, I see you smiling at me, but everybody is. But do you want to say something?
Sure. I mean, I definitely try to thank my kids when they do things, but I've also been missing my own friends, and I knew one of my friends was testing for some certification for his work, and I couldn't remember the date or anything. So I just kept bugging him like, hey, did you take your test yet? How'd it go? And then he was like, he actually really appreciated that all the follow-ups and all the, with everything as a parent, I really forget a lot unless I write it down. So it was, it feels good to have something to talk about to someone else that's about them. So I love the reminders. Thank you for everything you're bringing up tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Parents and guardians, moving into the second season of this, it feels like we have to remember that we still have to live life. We still have to cultivate relationships. We still are people. Yes. We're not just parents or guardians. And so in this season, and I love what you said, Jamie, sometimes I love my kids, but I need to talk to adults. Maybe there's someone you could send them food or pick up a phone or text. And yesterday alone, I had 4 people text me and say, Gingy, I haven't talked to them in a long time. I don't know what you're going through, but you're coming to my mind and I'm praying for you and I'm thinking of you. They didn't expect a return text, but they thought of me. And instead of letting it stay here, they reached out and told me they thought of me. And so maybe there's someone you're thinking of that you can reach out of the bubble and say, hey, I'm here, how are you? Part of resiliency in this season is not isolating, not hiding, but figuring out how do we stay connected to other humans, other adults who are living in this same everything that we're living through, right? Is there anyone who would like to share or say something? We're opening up the floor for just dialogue at this point. Franklin?
So we would love to hear, or you can put in the chat window, Michelle, what will you try coming out of this?
Yeah, Michelle, did you want to say something? Acosta? You're muted, my friend.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Well, my husband and I, we are in such a funk. Like we are finding that we have no energy to want to do anything. Call nobody, text nobody, play with my child, just nothing. Like, I feel like we have just totally we've expired. You know what I'm saying? Just everything. So we're finding ourselves like, we could talk about it. We could talk a good game. Ooh, we'll do this and we'll do this. But then the day comes and we just, I'm doing things like having my child on the tablet more than I ever wanted him to be. But it's what gives me peace because I don't know. I'm doing everything I normally wouldn't do. But I can't get myself out of this funk of finding things to do, to entertain.
Yeah. Michelle, thank you for saying that. If you could relate to Michelle, go ahead and give a high five, put up something, chat. I want to do this, and I'm going to move more into my professional coaching side here, is one, I want everyone here, be forgiving of yourself, right?
Yes.
It's different if you are physically, emotionally, mentally, or in any other way abusing your child. Now that is intervention and that is crisis, and we need to help you if that's you. But if your kid is on a tablet a little longer or your temperament's a little short, forgive yourself. We heard someone say yesterday, have a short-term memory on the bad things. Us as parents and guardians could have a long-term memory on the fact that I let my kid be on the tablet and I feel bad, and then for 5 days I feel bad. In this season, in this time, that may actually be the thing that is supporting you to get a break so you can come back and re-engage with your kids in a healthy way. The second thing is when we say reach out, some of us are like, I'm going to do 5 or 7 things this week. I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to wash the clothes. I'm going to grocery shop. I'm going to call my mom, my aunt. I'm going to jog, and I'm going to go on a diet. That exhausts me just saying all that. Is that you? Raise your hand, right? I'm setting resolutions, right? I give you permission as a parent, if you want to take this, just set one intention, just one for the week. Just wash the clothes. And this is what I've been doing. Here's top secret old school. You want to hear this? The kids are old enough to wash dishes. Some of us wash dishes, learn how to fold clothes. You could run home economics at your house right now and be less stressed on having to clean up some stuff. So only set one intention if that helps. Second, be forgiving of yourself. It's okay. Some of you all, I'm not going to speak for all, but the majority, you're probably doing the best you could do. None of us thought we would be sitting here talking to each other on January, whatever date this is. I don't even know. My son is listening. He said 4th. See, they're always ear hustling. But we didn't think it. And so we're here. And so let's be kind to ourselves, you guys. Be kind to yourself. Frank? Thank you, Michelle, for being involved.
Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. And what I would say, in addition to that, is just you might have to life hack yourself. You know, we develop these life hacks where we just schedule it, you know, because I know, God, I know that when we're done, like we know we're done for the day, I'm out of energy, I'm pooped, then it's like, like you have 20 minutes left on the game. And next thing you know, 20 minutes is turned into an hour, 20-minute nap for me. So, I mean, you know, that is what it is. But if the life hack is to schedule it and then don't allow ourselves to make the excuse, right? Because there are 5 things that I could be doing right now. But I told my kid tomorrow, we're going to play heads up at 3 o'clock. And so at 3 o'clock, I can put that out in the open and I'm just going to come through. And that's it. I'm done. Everything else, I don't need to overperform, right? I'm not going to say play heads up and then we're going outside to ride bikes and then we're going to exercise together for 45 minutes. Tomorrow, I will play heads up at 3 o'clock. When 3 o'clock comes, here's life hack number 2. Right when the excuses are about to start, you count to 5 and you just do it. The way the human brain works is if you don't do the 5 count for some reason, and you don't want to do it, then your brain starts to list all the things you don't, all the reasons why you don't. And so you just have to short circuit that by saying it's 11 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just commence into putting up heads up. So if you can't tell, I just made a commercial for a downloadable game called Heads Up. It's free and it doesn't take a lot of energy. You literally, how many people know about Heads Up? You literally put it on your forehead with your cell phone or your tablet and I almost went into Ebonics. Let me stay code switched. Sit down on the couch. Sit down on the couch, sit down in the kitchen table, and just keep holding it up to your head. So it's not too much physical energy, but it gives us just a different way of being. I think we should come up with 5 activities right now to offer. It would be an act of generosity. Let's come up with 5 activities that we can create to do with our families, with our kids, and with the ones that are in the house with us. So if you'll just share, if you've either been doing something or you'd like to be doing an activity, will you share a resource? I'd love to hear from people I haven't heard from, but I've been looking at you, Ying.
I'll share a quick one real quick.
Yeah.
Just because I've been using it, trying to get some space, you know, like, I don't know if you're like me, like I get a lot of groceries and boxes coming now, you know, like online orders and stuff. And it's got like a lot of recycle. So the new job for the kids is take this out to the blue bin, you know, the blue one. And I just send them out like every, 20, 30 minutes, just with something new, just get out and take it. It's your job. And it kind of goes what Gingy said about the home economics, but it's been working pretty good for me to get a little break here and there and have them get some energy out,
Thank you, Kyle. Great.
I would like to say something too. It is good that your kids are willing to do that, but whenever I ask my kids to do something, they fight with me.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I mean, they know it's the chores, every day, just like Kyle said. I send them out to the recycle bin almost every day because we have a lot of recycle, and they know that they need to do take the dog out. One would take the dog out, and the other one wash the dog. So it's the chore. They know that they need to do it, but every once a while they would give me attitude. So I wonder whether you guys have that kind of situation.
Boy, do we. Oh, yeah. Does anyone who has kids that give attitude sometime? Raise your hand so Annie knows she is not alone. Yep. And I think the thing is, and this is why, we're parents and teachers at this point or guardians and they still have to do it, right? We now are getting more time to actually teach our kids some home things that maybe we didn't have time. I'll offer to you, Annie, and anyone else, one of the strategies I've used when I get frustrated is I say to my kids, Mommy needs your help. I need you to partner with me. Sometimes I tell them I'm tired, or I say, this is our home. And so sometimes I just tell them because I don't have time to be sweet. Can I keep it real? But other times I let them know because they care about me enough to sometimes get over their attitude. So I offer that to you all. You have Michelle, Frank, you have James in the chat box. And Lena has raised
Share one quote of the day. Share one quote of the day. Say a prayer with a family member. Play Uno for 5 rounds. Right? So you give yourself time. So at the beginning, it won't go all night. You can hold their breath the longest and read from the book of a book of riddles. All super fun. All super fun. You can Google like. Oh my God. Are people able to hear me or am I frozen?
I can hear you, Franklin.
Thank you. You can Google these kind of activities for family night. You can also Google questions that you can ask your kids, like would you rather questions or get to know you questions, and they'll come right up on parent websites as well. Jackie sent me a message and said her kid likes to say, I did it last time. We hear that almost every day in our house. I did it last time.
Tell them, and I paid the bills last month. I saw Michelle had her hand raised and Miss Leon, L-I-N, and Isaac just wanted me to tell you all, if you have your kids playing games, maybe not competitive games, so that they games that are more fun and not competitive. So I'm just giving you the middle school advice corner over here to the right. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac.
Michelle, you have Michelle, Sonia, and Leon.
Well, my son, whenever
Michelle,
he wasn't on.
Say?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so my son, whenever he wasn't on the tablet, he felt as though that's when he has to come. That's when my mom and dad are chilling, watching TV, and his tablet dies. And so he wants to come and just make noise and dance in our face and sing really loud, right? So I said, Elijah, my son's Elijah, I said, we need to make you a little chart of things to do when you're bored. So we did.
Yeah. Hi, John. That's
but
good.
We did, because when the kids are playing with their electronics, that's all that's on their brain, and their imagination is just out the door on what else there is to do outside of that. So we sat down with them and had him, we threw out things that he could do, and then he would have to throw out things that he could do, just a collective thing between his father and I and Elijah. So it's somewhat working, but it's something to have. So it's just a laundry list of different things.
Oh, love it. Can you hold it up for everyone to see? Just the list? Nice.
But I'll just tell you, some is like drawing, looking up tutorials on how to draw, instead of just playing games, you know what I'm saying, on the electronics. Play with his toys, his Nintendo DS, read books, painting, writing a story or writing a journal, stretching, practice dancing, look at his trading cards, make a video, exercising, watch a movie, do Duolingo, crafts, or you know, arts and crafts, just stuff like that, just different things. So a go-to,
Nice. Right.
just a suggestion to put up there for your kid.
That was great.
That's great. And especially that it was co-created by your child is great.
Yeah.
I'm going to start my list tonight. I saw Lian, Lian, and Sonia had her hand raised.
Oh, great.
You guys still there? This is good, good. And then someone said a 10-second hug.
I love
I also
that.
have a last one. Yeah. Any other activities you want to share? Oh, you're giving her Melanie a hug. Good job down there. Oh, see, 10-second hug. How's that feel, Melanie?
Good. So I don't know if we learned this from you guys last time. Was that 10-second hug?
Yeah.
Was it?
One of the parents said it.
Oh, okay. So ever since then we have been doing it, and it makes a difference. Okay, I think she's just doing it for fun now, but but it really does make a difference when like you're just razzled and crazy feeling. It's just like, okay, 10 seconds, and then just like quiet, and then just hug it out, and
yeah,
and then it just feels better.
Yeah.
But my husband is
I love that. And you know, as we move to the raffle, this is a great season to teach our kids how to hug. Some of us may not hug our kids enough, and they may not hug us. This is a great season. Maybe the game is let's hug.